All right, we got everything up and running. Boy, it's been a crazy week. And just in the last couple of days, I hope some of y'all saw my stories about what happened at Trader Joe's. Barney's over here making a mess. Do you want to see what he just knocked over? Barney, the cards and claws. That's cute. Ethan, can you please come and see what your son knocked over? He knocked something on the floor. Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't sure. I wanted to make sure it wasn't anything important. But welcome in. We are simulcasting. We are on IG, TT, and over on the YT channel. Streaming. Huh? I like TT. The TT? We're using a fun new deck tonight, too, just for fun. We are using the colorful neon tarot, which you can find linked in my TikTok shop if you would like to get this deck. It is the colorful neon tarot because your girl got access to the pilot program, the TikTok pilot program. So this deck is linked in my shop. We're going to be using it tonight. So if you'd like to get this copy, if you like the cards, it's your traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck with neon color inversions. Oh, I'm so sorry you had a bad day. Well, I hope you can sit and relax and enjoy the readings since we are on the last day of Cancer season. But don't forget to, tap the screen. If you have tarot deck questions, put them in the chat. But we're going to do collective zodiac-based readings. And how this is going to work is we're going to start with the sign that's currently in season and then go from there. So we are starting with Cancers and going around the wheel from there. So where are my Cancers at? Cancers in the chat? Hi, Marlo. Welcome in. Just in time, Marlo. All right, Cancers. What are we talking about? Cancer, 5 of Pentacles, the Devil, and the 2 of Cups. Right now, things probably feel like we're just pushing on through right now. We're probably really feeling the effects of Mercury retrograde. We are probably understanding this kind of energy of being locked out in the things that we want. We haven't fully understood or grasped what we've been trying to ground ourselves with. And so this is where we're feeling tempted now to go back to some old habits right now, to fold in some things that might feel good for the temporary second, but in the long run, is it really serving our highest good? Or are we letting Cancers, our ego, kind of voice out to ourselves and, whoa, hi, Barney. Kind of have this understanding where the devil is kind of coming out. The ego is over controlling right now as we're trying to do these things. Honor your commitments. Spend time with those who you have made commitments to have the conversation so you can understand which direction you are moving in towards. Right? Spend time. A conversation with yourself, a significant other, a friend, a coworker, right, Cancers? This moment, this conversation is going to help us see maybe what has kept us locked out of our reach, or what's been kept out of our reach, or maybe how we stumbled or failed, right? Because failure is just the first attempt in learning. I'm going to say that again. Failure is the first attempt in learning. So, Cancers, you're struggling for the sake of growth right now. Mind the things that are tempting you to cut corners at, but it's time to have a conversation. Baby boy, you are on my checklist. Cancers, Resonation Station. Hi, Patricia. Thank you for being here. We're doing collective zodiac readings. No personal readings done on the live, but if you listen for your sun, your moon, your rising, thanks for the gift. Maybe you'll hear a message that you need to hear. Yep, Barney the reader. He's just chilling over here in the corner here. Just casually getting readings. So if that's what he's going to start doing, then he's more than welcome to sit in on the live. All right. Leos are up, and a happy early birthday shout out to my husband. Ethan's birthday is tomorrow, so a happy early birthday, babe. Live goal achieved. Yay! Thanks. So Leos are up. What are we talking about? All right, Leos. Ooh, perspective. The Hanged Man with the Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups. Leos, it's time to look at things differently. Take the moment before you enter into Leo season, right, to reflect on this past year, to reflect and see what you've needed to learn and how you can look at things differently, to move forward into this Leo season and how you really can connect back to yourself and to your authentic self and understand how you've grown from what has happened in the past year. But no, it's time to light that match again and start blazing after the things you want. To charge head first into this action and this notion of being in full control over the things that you want. Your passionate successes are out there. You just have to charge head first into getting them. But have fun too. Trust your intuition, trust the information and the downloads that you are getting on how you can emotionally invest in this new feeling again. The tides have turned in your favor, right? The scales of justice have tipped and is asking you to have a little bit of emotional whimsy, fun, and maybe reignite, right? Because in the Hermetic and Thoth Tarot, the pages actually bring back the spark of whatever their suit is to the king. So looking at it, you are having your emotional spark brought back to you by grounding yourself in your new emotional wisdom. So Leos, look at things differently right now because things have changed. Do you understand what has happened through this for you? So that you can charge head first into your victories and your successes and go after your passions, but be open, emotionally open and available for fun and whimsy. That was Leos. Welcome in, friends. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone's had a great week. I have had a lot of fun over the last couple of days, making some, fun, silly content, dragging the people who have crossed my path over the last couple of days. One could say she's in her villain era. We had a little fun with the bleach today. Dyed my beard. So, hi, surprise, jump scare. Watch out. up next? Virgo. Virgo is up next. Barney has full on fallen asleep, guys. Just full on passed out. He's trying to hold his head up, but he's fighting it. All right, Virgos. What are we talking about? Ooh, new tangible opportunities for my Virgos, because we have been making a plan. We have been safely designing things for ourselves so we can get out there. Get out of our comfort zone, but it starts by looking at things a little bit differently and starting with a plan. But here's the caveat, Virgo. The good old Five of Swords. Understand why you are doing it, though. There are winners and losers. But what matters at the end of the day is, are you okay with the thoughts, words, and actions that you have done? Can you understand the lessons that need to be learned right now? We might have to play the villain, the victim, right? But our thoughts, our words, and our actions are really what comes down to the key factors at play here. And Virgos, we've been manifesting, right? That's the whole reason why the aces are here. The aces truly are the fullest and purest form of that suit, right? A pentacle, what is physical, tangible, financial, right? Monetarily important to us. But we have to start building this structure, this plan. Sometimes we can't go out into the world without having at least an understanding of, okay, how am I going to get there? And it's come to where we need to know how we're walking a little bit. You have the world at your fingertips, so you can choose any option that intuitively works for you to move through. But make sure you are keeping everything above board, right? The Five of Swords is uncomfortable. Did you have to be sarcastic? Did you have to be mean? Did you have to cut corners? Because at the end of the day, who you are and who you might have hurt is going to come back. The whole saying, what goes around comes around. So Virgo, plant new seeds, make a plan, and make sure you're okay with the choices that you need to make right now during this time. Hi, Christina. Welcome in. Don't forget, friends, we are using the Neon Tarot deck, which is linked in the TikTok shop on my profile. So if you would like to get yourself a copy, head on over. My little dance came out after seeing the ace cut short. Okie dokie. Libra is up. What are we talking about, Libra? Ooh, leaps of faith, the Fool, the World, okay, and the Six of Cups. Okay, Libra, let's have some fun. Don't take things so seriously. This adventure that we're on is so we can see the big picture of how this world works, how things come together nice and neatly when we kind of trust in this leap of faith. We have the bookends of the major arcana, the Fool and the World, who the Fool and the World individual are both the same person. One is naive, youthful, innocent, joking. The other one has completed a cycle, has grown up, has unlocked the wisdom of the world that they need to know so that they can then go on to have another fun and another whimsy, right? They are two sides of the same coin, if you will. So Libra, can you work with the duality of having fun, but also at the same time understanding the wisdom that you've learned before to get you going through this new chapter? Because we've got some emotional baggage to choose to go through, to give out, to heal some nostalgia, but you're protected during this time. For those of you who don't know, there is an individual that's keeping guard in the background of the Six of Cups, kind of making sure that things are done safely. So you're choosing an environment that you are comfortable enough to share and be vulnerable about how you're feeling about being in an unknown chapter, but having wisdom and knowledge in your back pocket to help you get through this. We're building here, Libra, and it seems like we're going through this understanding on where we give ourselves grace emotionally. So, Libra, have fun, take leaps of faith, understand where things come to an end and where things begin. A new start and an ending can be almost identical at the same time. It's giving Libra also new moon energy for us. So choose to heal some inner nostalgia if we need to, because you are safe where you are to be kind of in tune and choose to let your emotions flow. Resonation station, my friends? Yes? Yes. Love it. All right. Scorpios are up. Scorpios are next. Woo! Passed out. Out for the count. Scorpios, what are we talking about? Ooh, justice. Karma is listening. Hold up your end of the deal. With the devil. And the Two of Swords. This is fun. Oh my goodness. He has curled himself up into a little ball. Kitty. So precious. Okay, sorry, the cuteness got me distracted, and I know y'all love it too. So, Scorpios, my Scorpios. Keep things even, keep things balanced, and hold up your end of the deal right now. Right? It's probably less of a temptation thing, Scorpio, because I'm reading myself here too. It's probably less of a temptation and more of an ego thing right now. You have probably figured out the tools to succeed in like subduing the ego from coming up and rearing its ugly head, right? Now's the time not to let it come back up. So make sure that you are making simple and logical decisions when the ego rears its ugly head. Or Scorpios, if you're having trouble with things from the past, this is a pivot. Scorpios, it could be time to pivot. The things that we have been giving too much time and attention to, that's it. This is a warning sign to move on from it. Think Jacob Marley from A Christmas Story. Christmas Carol. Not A Christmas Story. A Christmas Carol. Coming back to warn Ebenezer Scrooge that the ties that bind you in the spiritual world are growing heavier by the day, so change your actions in the physical world to be of a higher standard, Scorpio. So if you feel like you're in a stalemate and don't know which direction to go, choose simplicity and choose logically. And it is interesting that you have the crescent moon here in the Two of Swords, which is the same crescent moon that is under the feet of the High Priestess. So use your intuition and your spiritual practices to help you unlock what is causing you to be in this bound state of indecision. So again, Scorpios, justice, karma of the physical world is listening. Make sure that what you put out there is what you want to have come back to you, because she will deliver it swiftly and justly. We might have time to pivot or understand where the ego comes back into play. So understand what causes it so you could be better defending of it, or defend it off from you or others. But make sure we're making simple and logical decisions to help us move forward, Scorpios. Sagittarius. Sag is up. All right, Sag, what are we talking about? Ooh, Eight of Swords, indecision created by our own undoing. Six of Swords, so the logical process on how we get out of that. The choices that we need to make to move forward. Because at the time we need to do, maybe at its simplest form, Sagittarius, get out of your head, make some moves, and go on a journey to maybe touch some grass. Ground yourself. Reconnect with nature. So, Dylan, tarot doesn't do readings like that. That is not what tarot is for. It is meant for a tool for your own inner guidance and wisdom. Tarot doesn't predict the future, doesn't give yes or no's. Why don't you just ask Kat? But Sagittarius, we are in our heads. We have made a fortitude for ourselves, or a fortitude, a fort, a foundation that has kind of mentally imprisoned us. We're letting our own worries and concerns about how we go about using our strength, and it's manipulated us into being either victim or damsel in distress. And one of two things to get out of it, which falls into the decision making, logical choices. Either choose to move forward through the uncomfortable time to push through the mental booby traps that we've made for ourselves, or take a step back. Both are fine things to do if it gives you the opportunity to process and get back to your strength. Because the 6 is making smooth, logical decisions on how we move from an emotional, uncomfortable situation to calmer times by making smart choices on how we do things. It's following the directions that you've laid out for yourself and not letting spontaneity get in the way and say, hey, I'm going to go on a detour or get off my path. Because usually sometimes when we get off path, we end up kind of questioning everything, over analyzing things, getting stuck in our head. How we help ourselves, right? Because at the end of the day, what do we do to kind of help us out here? nurture ourselves. Be kind to ourselves. The Empress is kind and nurturing. She brings life back into things. That's why I say go touch some grass. Have we grounded ourselves? Because if we've got two swords, that means that we're really up in the clouds. We're really up in the sky. We're lost in our head. Bring yourself back down to reality. Maybe even keep yourself humble, Sagittarius, right? So it's time to nurture ourselves so we can get out of the clouds. So again, Sag, we're in our heads. Move forward or move back, but use your strength to get through it. Make logical decisions on how we choose to move from one point to another through the emotional, uncomfortable time, because we have to get back to what nurtures us, what we take care of, how we grow things. Aye. That was Sagittarius. Hey, friends, just also be mindful. I will never DM you. I will never reach out to you. No authentic tarot reader will, regarding any sort of reading or practice. That's scam behavior. All authentic tarot readers have ethical ways for you to get readings from them. For me, it's on one of my lives, through the menu that's in the description, or through Namaste Bookshop here in New York City. Those are the ways to get readings from me or get time and attention. Because it doesn't just have to be a reading, right? I do through Namaste Bookshop with those time frames that are available, mini classes. I look at it as you've got my undivided attention for whatever that time is. So can be a reading, can be a coaching, can be, I have a question about this card. Can you teach me about it? But I digress. No tarot reader will ever slide into your DMs and offer you a reading. That's scam behavior. All right, Capricorns. All right, Capricorn, what are we talking about? Ooh, Four of Wands, the hearth, the home, the balancing and stabling of our earth, air, fire, water, being protected by spirit, the universe, God, whoever you work with. Because you know exactly where you need to put that investment, that money, your energy. You know how to balance these things. The king, in a way, is the combination of the energy of the knight and the queen, becoming one, having discernment to nurture and care and take care of those or yourself by using your passions, your time, your investments, being wise and understanding the nature and nurture of what it is that you are investing in, your time, your energy, your resources, the collective whole of who you are. It could just also be as simple as you are investing wisely right now, Capricorn, in your home. Just don't get too locked up in your head about it, right? It's not all of that overly. It's not all that deep. At the end of the day, Capricorn. It's like we took a left turn here real quick. Capricorn. If it, here it is. There it is, Capricorn. If for you and you alone, it feels right for, where you are giving of your energy, money, and time to do the things that make you feel happy in your own home, then it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It truly is that saying that if they don't pay your bills, you pay them no mind. Right? So, Capricorn, a lot of people might be feeding you some crapola, right? But don't take it in, and don't take it in personally and owning it, because you have the ability to keep stable the things in your life the moment before celebration. So cleanse the house, cleanse the space, cleanse the energy, because you know what you need to do. You understand your authority, but other people are going to have a lot of opinions about what you are doing. If you are good with your actions, or you are good with what you are doing within your home, then pay them no mind. Celebrate your space, invest in yourself and others wisely, and don't let other people's opinions distract you from your fortitude and your strength to move forward. That was Capricorn. Aquarius is up. Welcome in, friends. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone's having a wonderful week. We're doing collective zodiac tarot readings. We go with the sign that is currently in season and go around the wheel from there. If for any reason you miss your zodiac sign reading, you can catch the replay in two places. It is on IG and YT. Those are the two other channels I am currently streaming on. So, Aquarius, what's the T? Ooh, the devil. What's going on? Why are we here? Okay. So, Aquarius, can you admit that maybe you were the bad guy? Maybe you did things that weren't up to snuff or up to standard? Right? Can we take accountability for the temptations that we've given into, that the actions that we have taken might not have been the best things for ourselves, Aquarius? The laundry is done. Can you flip that so it doesn't keep beeping? Thanks. I love you. Because we have the opportunity to remember who we are, wake up to our authority, assert our dominance again in the right direction for ourselves. So, Aquarius, this is a wake-up call to reflect on our actions, to get back to our truth and our authority and our strong, stable core. Because it seems like right now we aren't in the best places. We've probably done things that we aren't too proud of. So can you own that is the thing. Can you own it, take responsibility, and make positive steps to showing that you can make real change? Because saying sorry doesn't mean anything if you don't show authentic and respectful change to what you have done wrong. So, Aquarius, mind the temptations or the things that are pulling us in the wrong direction. Understand our actions might need to be reevaluated, because we have to get back to our true center, to our true self, and to our true authority. All right, Pisces friends are up. Oi! Almost decided to play 78 card pickup. Hold on. All right, Pisces. my fishy friends. Ooh, shoulda, couldas, and wouldas. Learn from your past so you can come back to the present and emotionally be the person who you know who you are capable of being. But we need to learn from the past, understand the regrets, the mistakes, the heartache, the hurt, so that we can be present. Why? Coming back into our own emotional authority, the King of Cups, being the soft, loving teddy bear that you know that you are, that you can be. Hi, friends. This is a Tuesday Night Tarot, so it's free collective zodiac readings. So just sit tight. If we are currently on Pisces, if you missed your sign, you can always catch the replay afterwards. But sit tight. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for being here, friends. Pisces, again, in the land of the shoulda, couldas, and wouldas, learn from the past so you can bring things back to the present appropriately so you can be your true, authentic self, your emotional ruler that you are. The King of Cups is a hard exterior with a soft interior who is unafraid to be themselves. You know where to give your energy, you know where to put your emotions, but again, it's cliche, the King of Cups is not afraid to wear their emotions on their sleeve. How do we go about this? Focus on the things that you are succeeding at. The 10 of Wands, the abundance that you are getting from the hard work that you are doing will lead you to see your successes, Pisces. So can you see things? If you can't, right, the 10 of Wands, you can't necessarily see, so maybe it's time to let things go. Let go of the things that aren't serving you or choosing you back. Because if you can let that stuff go so that you can start seeing and picking up more of the abundance and keep that wheel of fortune spinning for yourself, right? When you know that you have to mix things up every once in a while, and the same bets over and over and over again aren't going to come the way you think they're supposed to. You got to mix them up sometimes when you're doing manifestations or placing your bets with karma and the wheel of fortune, Pisces. Because what you want to do is be able to get your fiery, passionate successes home to those who mean the world to you. So Pisces, learn what you need to from the past. Wear your emotions on your sleeve and be true to who you are. Because your abundance is there for you. You just have to see clearly on how you can get it to work for you and get it home so that you can really feel that true abundance grow naturally. Taurus. No. Aries. Sorry. Aries is up. All right. Aries. What's going on, my Aries? Ooh, it's time to rest. It's time to protect our peace. There's always going to be problems that we have to deal with. The true challenge is how can you ground yourself in being still so that you can find time to rest and reflect to be able to go out and tackle these battles. Every knight needs to rest so that they can, tackle the battles, tackle the fortitude, tackle the things that get in the way. But Aries, it's time for us to rest our mind because this joy is on its way. So are you going to be able to fully enjoy the joy, the happiness, the positivity, the truths that are coming to light? You got to rest so you can have the time to enjoy this. 10 of Pentacles. My Aries, things are looking up for us. The Ten of Pentacles is that abundance, that tangible abundance that we can feel has a lengthy lineage for ourselves. Because it's the tree of life that is here. So how things get passed down, how you share, how you make people and family feel seen, or even just that the tangible rewards for your hard work coming to fruition, Aries. So Aries, rest is key because joy and abundance, tangible goodness is on its way. But we want to make sure we're rested so we can fully enjoy it. Taurus. Now Taurus is up. All right, Taurus. Ooh, Ace of Swords, new truths, new wisdom, new logic, unlocking for us. We've probably either gone back to school, learned some lessons, now are calling to teach, using our voice in a new way, understanding our actions or how things move within our world, the whole grand scheme of what we have manifested from the magician, right? Because the aces fall under the manifestation or the magician here. So what we need to use, the tool we need to use right now is new thoughts, new words, new actions to move through what we're going through. What are we going through? Y'all, everyone is understanding their actions right now. This Five of Swords keeps coming back, right? Understand our actions. Understand why we do things. Were we the good guy? Were we the bad guy? Or the test of that logical brain space that we have. Because the fives are the test of the stability of what we have. We've found security. If you think about it in chronological order for the swords, right? Four of Swords is rest, right? So Four of Swords is rest. We've rested as long as possible. The five is saying we got up. Maybe we got up too early. Maybe we got out there too soon and we weren't as well rested as we thought we were. That we weren't fully recharged. And so we went out into battle and we either didn't play fair or we didn't have the stamina to go through the battle or the lesson or whatever it is, right? These are just analogies to help you figure out what it is that you either got up too soon for. So maybe we have to go back to that beginning aspect of where we need to apply logic because we got up too soon. Use our passions to help move us through this time. It's going to move quickly. We're going to have to make haste here. But the perspective to look at things on how to get us back to where we need to be going is through the night, to move quickly, to get us through this aspect. So, Taurus, use your wisdom, new thoughts, new words, and actions that you've manifested. Understand why you do things and do things the right way, or learn the lessons you need to from the actions that don't fully comprehend what has gone on, and move quickly. Use your fire and passion to help move you through this time. Maybe we need to kind of put some spark back into what is moving through us right now. That was Taurus. And last but certainly not least is Gemini. All right, Gemini. Our confidence is coming back. Owning who we are, flexing our own ability, not inability, because we understand how to work with justice, work with the world. And it starts by planting seeds of gratitude within ourselves. What are you capable of tackling? What have you done? How have you gotten through? How have you understand the balance of the world? Fun fact about the Nine of Pentacles. Pamela Coleman Smith, who illustrated the tarot deck, uses the character from Shakespeare's character Rosalind, who says that she would rather be courted by a snail, which there's a little snail on the card, than deal with the situation that she is in. So this is Rosalind from one of William Shakespeare's plays. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Maybe somebody in the chat remembers. But she would rather be her true self and be courted by a snail than deal with men who don't get her, in a way. So own yourself and be the true authentic version of yourself and who you are. Have that confidence flex. Understand who you are. Fake it till you make it if you have to. But confidence is key with the Nine of Pentacles because you understand how the world works. You understand the games, you understand the systems, and you understand how to keep things ethical, fair, and just. It might not be kind, but you understand fair and just in the world. So what have you done? How are you grateful that you have been able to move through and work with and make great decisions for yourself and others? The Queen of Pentacles. Understand gratitude. As Barney gets up and stretches. Come on, come say goodbye. Hi. So that was all 12 zodiac signs, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Next week, we will be starting with Leos. And in the meantime, if you liked this tarot deck, you can find it linked in my TikTok shop. So, because now I am a part of the pilot creator program. So she's moving on up and having fun. So thanks for being here, friends. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye-bye.
Yeah.